Bob and James were talking about the way that the lineup's been constructed this year. A far more dangerous team offensively than we've seen in the last couple of years. And certainly, Gord, as we saw in the pre-tournament games, this is as fast a group as Canada's had, both on the blue line and up front in some time.
And Benoit Gros will start that line we talked about earlier. Sam Reinhart, along with Anthony Duclair and Max Domi. Domi led Canada in the pre-tournament with 6 points in 3 games, including a hat trick. And here we go. It's game 1 for Canada at the 2015 World Junior Championship. And Max Domi right into the forecheck, lost the puck, and Rivai, number 10, plays it out for the Slovaks. And he's the top-scoring defenseman in the Western Hockey League. Now a bouncing puck loose in front, and Fukeli had to sweep that away as busting in was Robert Lantosi for the Slovaks. And he chips it across to McDavid. Back in front for Lazar, it skipped away from him. And now Coy settles things down for the Slovaks, but he's on his backhand. He lost the puck to Lazar. Feeds it back in front. Great chance for Ritchie. He was blocked by Bacci. And Morrissey plays it back to center ice. Canada needs a change. McDavid's trapped out there, but now the Slovak defenseman fell. In comes McDavid, shoots, and the save is made by Godlov as the Slovak net is dislodged. A great chance early for Connor McDavid.
McDavid's jumped out of the chute really quickly here for Canada. He's made a couple of plays below the goal line where he showed off his quickness and agility, and he's got the puck to the net. And after Pavic falls down, McDavid jumps on the loose puck, and he takes it straight to the net. He doesn't have enough room to go to his backhand as Dennis Godla, the Slovak goaltender's out on the poke check, but McDavid with a couple of shots already in his first 2 shifts.
Chips it across to McDavid. Back to Bowie. Across he goes to Morrissey. 4:45 gone in the opening period. Still no score. In comes Duclair. Works it back in front. Reinhart chops it across. He scores! Robbie Fabry gives Canada a 1-0 lead.
Gorgeous pass from Sam Reinhart as he finds Robbie Fabry coming in on the right side. Max Domi had just gone to the bench on a change. You're going to watch Domi in the middle of your screen jump to the bench. Here comes Fabry off the bench. Excellent puck work in the middle of the ice. Reinhart to Duclair. He finds the seam pass, and Reinhart pulls it out of his feet and lays it on the stick of Robbie Fabry. Fabry's been on the ice 5 seconds on that shift. He's got the game's first goal. He's got 18 in 22 games for Guelph, and Canada leads 1-0.
Last year, Guelph won the Ontario Hockey League Championship, and Fabry was the playoff MVP in the OHL. So, Fabry, the first-round pick of St. Louis, has the opening goal.
Reinhart had played last year, Gord, on the wing, and he gets in the middle of the ice where he's much more able to use his creativeness. Last year as an underage player, they protected him a little bit. Now, a significant role, and he makes a beautiful feed to Robbie Fabry for the game's first goal.
Fabry actually here in Montreal in the summer camp suffered a knee injury that looked serious at the time, but he managed to recover.
Nice play by Duclair as he pulls the defenseman Yendrol out to the outside. That allows Reinhart right here some room to retrieve the pass. The Slovaks can't get back quick enough for Fabry to put it away.
Back to Bowie. Tied up there by Bowie, but Coy gets it back, plays it off the back of the goal. Coy sends it back in front and just missed Matasuka with that one. A long shot loose in front. Fukeli's down, the puck still loose. How'd that stay on? A great chance in front for Suko. And it looked as though Fukeli dove across and got that at the last moment. Tied up there by Bowie, but
Zach Fukeli gets a little help from the gigantic Sam Morin. On this point shot, it's deflected by Skalicki. Watch, it hits Morin once. The rebound goes out to the slot, and this one bounces off Morin's shin pad twice.
And here they come again. The long shot taken by Mislav Rosandic, and that's knocked away by Fukeli.
That was a good stop. Got him in a tight spot up towards his ear. He got the blocker on it.
And now Duclair steals away from him, plays it down to Reinhart. Back he goes to Darnell Nurse. Feeds across to Shea Theodore, and Duclair on it for Canada. Domi picks it up. Max Domi, who is tied for the OHL point lead and left for the Canadian camp, spins it back in front. Duclair shoots, scores! Anthony Duclair on the feed from Max Domi, and it's 2-0 Canada.
Gord, Bob was talking about in the pregame about the speed of Canada and the way that they want to attack with speed. It's not always with the puck, but it's what you use with your speed. Here's a turnover. Duclair's forced the turnover because he's quick to the puck. This line gets on the puck again, and then Domi's going to control the puck. Right about here, he sees Duclair. Duclair's all alone in front of the net. He's waving his arms to get Domi's attention, and then look at this, he backs away. It's a gorgeous pass by Domi. The puck is feathered about 80% of the way. It lands flat, and Duclair takes it one step to the backhand and makes it 2-0.
Duclair scored 50 goals in 59 games last year for the Quebec Remparts of the Quebec Major Junior League. A third-round steal by the New York Rangers, who by his own admission hadn't done himself a lot of favors leading up to the NHL draft. But he opened the year with the Rangers, New York opponent of Team Canada. And he's got the second goal to make it 2-0. In comes Nick Petan now. Petan winds it across, finds Bowie, in shoots, whistles that wide out the other side. Petan kicking at it. And Nick Petan. Try to lay that back. It bounces away from Bowie and back out to center ice. Fabry loves it down. And backhands that across. Spinning there is Nick Paul, who works it in. Paul trying to pass it across to Fabry. And the puck's still loose and finally played ahead, but Bowie has it again for Canada. Nick Petan, returning from last year's World Junior team, feeds it back in front. Fabry scores! 3-0 Canada, less than 10 minutes in.
Canada's speed is just too much here for Slovakia. The puck's turned over in the middle of the ice. Bowie to Petan and then quickly to the attack, but on the far side it's Nick Petan. That's a couple of times on both of the Fabry goals and on the Duclair goal that the backside coverage for Slovakia has been poor. It's left room for the shooter. It's a beautiful feed from Petan. He catches a break here as the puck deflects off the defenseman, but it goes right to Robbie Fabry, and Fabry's got a couple of them. Here's the puck. It goes right under, gets deflected to Fabry, and he slides it past Godla, who tries the poke check again. Slovakia takes a timeout. 9 minutes in, down 3-0.
We mentioned the Slovaks had given Canada a scare the last couple of years of the World Junior Championship, but here in the early going, it's all Canada, a 3-0 lead. And Robbie Fabry is emerging as a day one story for Team Canada.
The 2 goals in under a minute, 52 seconds apart, and Duclair from Domi, Fabry from Petan.
The siren sounding here.
The clock's not moving, so
the clock's not ringing. They're trying to signal the officials, but the officials here would not be familiar with that being the signal to come to the timekeeper's bench. The clock is now running.
I would say probably 5 to 7 seconds ran off.
Here's McDavid loose behind the goal, sends it back in front.
Zach Fucale gets a
shoots that bounces right down on the Gloveless pads. And now picked up by Mathis Hollenda. Plays it ahead. Jake Virtanen spills Robert Lantosi hard right in front of the Canadian bench. Pickett goes back for it. Hetherington digging for it. And it's picked out by Point. Away comes Braden Point along with Virtanen and Krause. Lead pass to Virtanen. Nifty move. Jake Virtanen in shoots. Godla makes the save. Now Krause gets to it for Canada. Lawson Krause. Spins back in the corner. Hetherington trying to knock it down. It's over his head. And that'll be an icing call against the Slovaks. 8:41 to go in the first period.
The 6th pick in last year's draft is Jake Virtanen from the Vancouver Canucks, plays for the Calgary Hitmen. He steamrolls the Slovak player in the middle of the ice. He's such a powerful skater. Look how quickly he pushes the puck and is gone. He tries to go up top on Godla, who denies him of the shot. 50 goals last year. He had shoulder surgery in the offseason. Started to play real well of late. 9 goals in 20 games.
And shoots that bounces right, not as aggressive as it's been in past tournaments. And in comes Domi with it now. Max Domi slides it back to Shea Theodore with a shot. Bounces down in front. Great save there on Bowie by Dennis Godla, who comes across with the right pad. And now the puck bouncing at the Slovak line, but the play's offside.
What a terrific save by Godla here as the Point shot by Theodore is knocked down. Theodore really shoots the puck well. This is a real skill to get the puck to the front of the net quickly. He does, but it's blocked in front by Pavic. Madison Bowie is right on the doorstep, and Bowie's shot is turned aside by Godla. He had poached down to the far post, picked up the rebound, and turned away.
Not as aggressive as it's been on that power play. Theodore chips it ahead. Nick Ritchie reaching for it. Puts a shot away. And Godla looks back, and Godla somehow managed to squeeze the pads together. And at the last second, keep that Nick Ritchie shot out of the net.
Certainly a surprising shot from Ritchie. The play doesn't really seem to be going anywhere. And then Ritchie gets to it and pulls it away from the Slovak defender. He's so strong at 224 pounds, he's able to lean on his stick and shovel it at the goal. Godla just gets the pads close, tight enough.
On that power play. And Bowie comes racing in. Madison Bowie. The Winnipeg native sends it back in front. It bounces off a skate right to Godla. And he's got to hang on to that.
There's another good skating Canadian defenseman, Madison Bowie from the Kelowna Rockets, gets up to the outside, and it's pretty apparent the Slovaks are having trouble dealing with wide speed. They lose their gap, so their defense don't stay up tight to the forwards. They keep backing in, and that allows more room for Canada to skate to the outside.
And Bowie comes with McDavid. Nick Ritchie peels back. Rosavich has him tied up. And Bowie plays it ahead for Point. Braden Point in, shoots, save made, rebound. Point again, turned away, third try. And Godla turns away Braden Point 3 times in 10 seconds.
5'8", 160 pounds is Braden Point. He's got 44 points already in 29 games in the Western Hockey League. He plays in Moose Jaw. You don't have to be big to win a battle, but as soon as he gets the puck, watch how he stays on it. Chernik is almost 60 pounds heavier than him, and it's Point who gets to the puck first. Gets underneath the bigger player, stick on the puck, protects the puck.
Now feeds it back to Theodore. Hetherington a long shot. That went just wide. With McDavid. Nick Ritchie the bench. And Paul causing all kinds of problems. Now Krause kicks it ahead. Virtanen onside, winds in. Jake Virtanen moves to the side of the goal, feeds it back in front. Godla down, they score! Nick Paul got the last touch on it, and Canada leads 4-0.
Nick Paul started the game on the left side with Patan and Fabry with 13 forwards. He's out on the ice with Virtanen and Krause. Watch Virtanen again. We saw his powerful skating in the first period. He wraps his puck around and it gets tied up in the front of the net, and then Nick Paul is just going to lean on the puck. He gets inside of Yendrol. Yendrol can't do much about it, and Nick Paul, who's had a terrific season with 34 points up in North Bay, scores his first of the World Junior Tournament. Traded before he got to the National Hockey League in the Jason Spezza deal. He said things have happened pretty fast for him in the past year and a half or so.
4th round pick of Dallas in 2013, moved to Ottawa in the Spezza trade, scored 10 goals in his first 11 games in North Bay this year. Down for Morrissey. The Calgary native. Back to Theodore. Fabric. Up ahead for Patan. Nick Patan works it back and then flips it there. Point goes and scores! What a feed and what a shot. Canada leads 5-0.
We're talking just earlier about the competitive nature of Braden Point, and an opposing coach says about Point that he's always there in the big moment. You always find him when the game is tight. Well, here the game's not tight, but he uses his skill and smarts. You see how clever he is to come into the middle of the ice. Nick Patan lays this right on a tee. And Patan had started this pre-tournament games on the wing. Against Switzerland the other day, they moved him into the middle of the ice. He said he's much more comfortable there. He's been a dynamic player. Patan has with a couple assists, and Braden Point powders one past Golda, who is going to get the hook here. Not his fault. He's made several excellent stops, but Braden Point has given Canada a 5-0 lead.
So Polsani comes in now for the Slovaks. after Godla allowed 5 goals on 23 shots. And again, the Slovaks are back in action tomorrow against Finland. Point from Petan and Fabry, the scoring play for Canada. So Fabry now with 2 goals and an assist. Now Bondra tries to chip that ahead. It's picked off, and Reinhart's away with Domi. Lead pass goes to Max Domi. He's stripped to the puck by Pavel. Down for Morrissey. Now, Samuel Moran. But spun around there, played it ahead. It's knocked down by Helenda. Helenda's drive was blocked easily, and now Reinhart sends it ahead for Domi. Max Domi works it, and she scores! Max Domi, and it's 6-0 Canada. Second of the night for Max Domi. Second point, that is. And his first goal tonight.
What an awesome pass and move here from Domi. Watch the toe drag after he eludes Sukol at the blue line on his backhand. He gets onto his forehand, and then he's going to toe drag this backwards. So he takes it onto his backhand, gets it back closer to his feet, and snaps this up over the shoulder of the Slovak goaltender. And Max Domi's assist in the first period, a goal in the second, a couple assists for Sam Reinhart. And Bob and James talked about how this line has been Canada's #1 line. We talked about it a bit in the open, and they've been that tonight. Full marks in a 6-0 lead.
And Kolitsani is beaten on the 3rd shot he faces in the game.
The shot deflects off his shoulder, but Reinhart, as soon as he turns, has his head up. He finds Max Domi with the play, and then his hands and skill are on display.
Now, 2 under-18 teams with gold medals involved in the summer and spring of 2013. Here's Petan with a now 4-on-4. Works back and scores! What a goal by Nick Petan! Woo.
Kolitsani has no chance to react to this. He thinks he's in good position, and he's not in bad position. But Joe Hicketts keeps this alive, and this is a perfect shot from Nick Petan. A goal and a couple assists for the Winnipeg Jets draft choice. Petan, a gorgeous play, and Canada's ahead 7-0. He has no real room to go to the front of the net, so this is short side into the roof, and Nick Petan continues his World Junior success. He had 4 goals last year in Malmo. He's got 3 points tonight.
And Petan, one of 6 Winnipeg Jet draft picks who's taking part in this World Junior Championship. The Jets have more prospects than any other team in this tournament. 2 under-18 teams, Slovaks. Up ahead to Polovitz, who plays it ahead. A chance in front. Great stop there by Fucali on Savarik. Savarik busted in, and Fucali, who lost his stick, made the save. His toughest of the night.
Salaric's shot knocked the stick of Fucali right out of his hand. It hit right in the top portion of the stick. Good move here, and Revive finds Solaric. You see the puck go back across the body. Fucali's moving right to left. It catches right on the red tape of the knob at the top of his stick.
Slovaks. Wide for McDavid. Connor McDavid in stride, works his way in, shovels it back in front. And that puck goes right through the crease. Now McDavid back with it again. McDavid in, great move, shoots. Oh, what a save by Kolitsani. Kolitsani sneaks out the pad and takes one away from Connor McDavid with his best offensive foray of the night. Wide for McDavid.
Anthony Duclair dives into the middle of the ice. Lantosi gets called for the penalty. Here's Connor McDavid in the open ice. Pass through his feet. He tries to drive to the front of the net. He's shielded pretty well, but when the puck's turned over, get a glimpse of his agility to his forehand. He just doesn't get it up over Kolitsani, who makes the 2 pads back.
Hetherington. That Shot bounces off a leg. And Virtanen just slammed down Holenda. And finally moved up by Rehak. Dominic Rehak in across the line for the Slovaks. Lost the puck to point. Comes in along with Virtanen. Braden Point in, shoots off the end board. Oh, and a goal by Virtanen. Takes the carom, taps it home. And it's 8-0 Canada.
What a nifty athletic play by Virtanen, who just had steamrolled Lantosi on the sideboards. He comes all the way back into the play, and when the turnover's made, Virtanen's going to go to the middle of the ice. Point's going to keep and shoot. A spin and a deflection off the end boards, and Jake Virtanen banks it into the open net. Really quick hands here by Virtanen as he's facing the wrong way when he spins. The puck lands right into the position to shoot, but that's a great reaction and a virtually impossible angle, and it's 8-0.
Virtanen came in hot with 4 goals in his last 5 games for Calgary before the selection camp opened. You mentioned the early part of the season wiped out by the shoulder surgery, so Canucks camp was basically a seminar for him.
Braden Point and rather limited ice time has been really impressive tonight as well.
That was McDavid. Connor McDavid pulling his way back, getting in, throws it back in front, just missed Lazar with that pass. And it's a Boxing Day celebration in Montreal. Canada opens the 2015 World Junior Hockey Championship with authority, recording an 8-0 win over Slovakia as Montreal's Zach Fucale records the shutout. With family and friends looking on happily, Canada goes to 1-0, out-shooting the Slovaks 34-12 in the game.
Start to finish, Canada was in control. Their speed and skill proved to be too much for Slovakia here on the opening day of the World Junior Hockey Championship.
So, a decisive win for Canada. Tonight's game story is brought to you by Molson Canadian. Anything for hockey. 3 goals, 4:17 apart in the first period. Really set the tone for Canada. Robbie Fabry had 2 goals in the first period, 2 assists in the second, and 7 different goal scorers among the 11 different Canadian players who record points in the game.
Canada talked about having or wanting to have more options offensively. The 7 different goal scorers, none of them Connor McDavid or Curtis Lazar. The 2 players who they clearly expect to have a big deal to do with the success of Canada in this tournament.
Time now for the player of the game presentations, and then Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best player award of each team is presented by the official sponsor of IIHF Canada. Les prix seront remis par M. Luc Tardy, directeur du championnat mondial junior 2015, et M. Patrick Rassett, directeur marketing et promotion chez Canadian Tire. The awards will be presented by Mr. Luc Tardif, director of the 2015 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship, and Mr. Patrick Rassett, Canadian Tire Quebec, the marketing and promotion manager. Le joueur du match, best player for Team Slovakia, le numéro 10, number 10, Martin Raivaille.
The Canadians draft pick.
Nice touch.
What a surprise. You know, I thought Lantosi was their best guy tonight. I think he's pretty decent.
Le joueur du match pour Équipe Canada, the best player for Team Canada, le numéro 29, number 29, Robbie Fabry.
So Robbie Fabry with a 4-point night.
With the 2 quick goals in the first period, and he and Nick Patan were the most dangerous Canadian forwards.
And now what they hope is the first of many times to come, playing of the national anthem.
The national anthem of the winning team, le Canada.
So the 2015 World Junior Hockey Championship is underway. Day one is in the books, and Canada records the most decisive win of the day, 8-0 over Slovakia. Our coverage continues after this. McDavid.
Robbie Fabry.
Robbie, the amount of offense that you were able to produce tonight, really from the get-go, did it even surprise you guys a little bit at how much flowed?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. You know, we didn't really want to focus too much on points. You know, we came out and we wanted to play our game, and that was the biggest thing. And, you know, I guess when we execute our game, you know, that's what happens. But, you know, it's just one game. We got to keep going the rest of the tournament.
A couple of goals from you. The line generated 4. As a group, how much confidence does a game like that give you moving forward?
It definitely helps, you know, not getting any throughout the exhibition games and, you know, getting a good start. But, you know, we got great offense from all 4 lines tonight, and, you know, the D chipped in as well, and it was a great team effort.
Earlier on in the day, Russia got a bit of a scare from Denmark. U.S. and Finland end up going to a shootout. Did you guys take note of that and how you can't really let your foot off the pedal at all in the early going?
For sure. You know, I don't think U.S. thought they'd be in a shootout, and, you know, we wanted to come out and make sure we were in control, you know, right off the hop. And you know, that's playing our game. You know, that's the way we want to do it for the rest of the tournament.
Thanks, Robbie.
Thank you.
Robbie Fabry.
A lot of offense generated from your line in particular tonight. Was it nice as a group to maybe get on the score sheet a little bit because you hadn't a lot through exhibition?
Yeah, I think so. It's always nice to do that, but I think as a team, we all played, you know, a team game. You know, it wasn't about who got what points and stuff like that. We played the right way, back-checked hard, forward-checked hard, and we just got to do it again tomorrow.
How would you say the environment was here at the Bell Center? Was it what you were expecting?
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, everybody kind of took a look out there right when we got out there, and, you know, it's kind of an incredible experience to see, you know, kind of a packed house. It's really loud when you're touching the puck, so you get a lot of energy off that.
It seemed like the team, everybody was moving the puck extremely well. Did you sense that the offense was just clicking by the way you guys were firing it around out there?
Yeah, I think so. I think that comes from, you know, back checking and getting back, and you know, I think defense comes to, you know, help offense. So once we're in their zone, I think we kept it. We made some nice plays, and we just got to keep going.
Thanks, Nick.
All right, thank you.